Namaste. Welcome you all again. Every great change begins with an authentic quest. Now, this quest could be in the direction of prosperity and abundance, or it could be towards relaxation, contentment, peace of mind, or it could be to realize your full potential, or it could also be to realize your true nature, your true self. While we cannot give this quest itself to you, we can ask you to choose that one aspect of your life that could really become a driving factor to help you get started with this meditation journey. Irrespective of what we are looking at, we can say that fulfillment is the final place at the end of the day. That's the final stage where we all want to be in, right? We all want to be fulfilled. Though we might choose different means to arrive at it, one thing is common, that we all want to be fulfilled. So, though we might give you a very practical step-by-step approach, a step-by-step solution to most of the challenges that you would come across when you get started on the meditation journey, remember to answer this. Why am I doing this? It is the answer to this question which would help you last on the meditation journey in the long run. Now, I request you to kindly pause this session, take a break, go in front of the mirror if need be, and answer this to yourself before we continue with the session. Why am I doing this? There are two fundamental phases in one's meditation journey, and because these two phases are bipolar opposites in their nature, they often appear to be in contradiction with each other, and it is this reason why many different teachings of different teachers across the history, they often appear to be in conflict with each other. The first phase of the meditation journey is the meditation that you do. It is the meditation that you do as an activity. It involves an action from your end. It involves a practice. It involves a habit. So, this is activity oriented. The second phase is the meditation that happens in you. This involves passivity. This involves non-doing. This involves no practice, no habit. Now, if you just keep one against the other, they often appear to be opposing each other. They appear like they are in contradiction with each other, but in fact they are not. One needs to understand that one is a resultant of the other. The second phase, the meditation which happens in you, is a resultant of the meditation of phase 1 which you would have done as a practice. It is in the first phase where the meditation that you do as an activity, it is only in this phase you would need a guide or a guru or a mentor, whatever you would like to name your relationship with that someone from whom you are learning. And in the second phase, in the meditation that happens in you, you don't need an external guide or an external guru, because the inner guru within yourself would have woken up. Now, nothing needs to be done as an activity from your end. Things will be taken care in the flow of the natural current. All you need to do is relax and the river shall take you to the ocean. But if you listen to a teacher who is talking about the second phase of meditation, about the non-doing, about the relaxation, and about no need for a method or practice, while you are existentially in the phase 1 of the meditation journey, then you would often be misled, because you would come under an impression that nothing needs to be done and you will not do anything. Even right now, there would be, suppose you feel that nothing needs to be done anyway, so why are we even discussing this, right? So, why are we even talking anything at all? So one thing you need to remember, that anything that is being taught, anything ever that is being shared, is always towards the phase 1 of your meditation journey. In phase 2, you will know when you have transcended yourself from phase 1 to phase 2, and at that point of time you would not really seek, or even if you seek, you would have absolute clarity as to what you are looking for in terms of aiding yourself further in the natural flow of events. Because having transcended from phase 1 to phase 2, a different set of challenges begin in phase 2. So it's not the same as what you would be facing in phase 1, because phase 2 nothing needs to be spoken about, or even if something needs to be spoken, it will not be like this where we are addressing a group of people. It will be very personal, it will be very a one-to-one connection with the person who has a particular thing to ask, and then that thing will be addressed by a teacher. Now the individual has come to a capacity of guiding himself, and that involves, the guidance also involves the guidance to take the guidance from who, right? So this is also a part of your intelligence. When you have a certain amount of intelligence, you will know from who to seek the answer from. So we would really like to caution you not to mix up the different sets of teachings. One is not more right than the other. Both are essential. The teachings of the doing meditation and the teachings of non-doing, both are absolutely true, but you only need to realize that they come in phases. One becomes more relevant at a particular stage and the other becomes more relevant at a different stage. So you don't really have to get confused between the two, right? So just be clear as to seek only what right now authentically. Remember, we started the talk with saying it's a journey of authenticity, which is very, very important. If you miss that, you will definitely be misled, irrespective of what information we are sharing and whatever techniques we are sharing. If you lack authenticity, then you are sure to be misled. Whether or not we give you the right direction, you will be misled, because the authenticity in you is the thing which will allow you to take what is needed for you. Just because something more is available, when we usually, now this is what has happened with the current mindset, that because all the informations are available, the teachings of the doing and the teachings of non-doing, everything is available, and then you have access to the teachings of different teachers. If you are not authentic, you will just intellectually gather everything, and then logic cannot ever bring synthesis in your life, right? You might have seen this even in the ordinary experiences of your life, that logical interpretation has never led to you understanding something. You know intellectually, but it's only the life experiences that would allow the situations to seamlessly integrate to result in a certain synthesis in you. But if you just intellectually understand something and something else, so they often result in ending up as a conflicting ideas in your mind. And we also sincerely hope that all these stages, one after the other, would lead you to the second phase of one's journey that we refer to, the meditation that happens in you. That is, even the journey is still there. Beyond that, it's not that the journey ends after stage 1 or the phase 1 of the meditation. The journey continues, but then the journey will be more individual. It will be very, very individual. So from that point of time, your needs, your challenges, your questions will be very, very streamlined and very particular to something. It's like the doubts which like a PhD student would have. It's not something which will come up at every stage. It's something it's once in a while he has to refer to his or her guide. So it's something similar, but exactly The examples have to be relevant to the context in which we live in, and the more closer we get to phase 2, you might realize that even the examples that we are sharing is sometimes not really correct, but at this point of time it is correct. It helps most of the people uh, understand what we are talking about, because I have seen personally many people get misled because of these two conflicting stages, and the teachers also become incapable to distinguish. Many few teachers have had the patience to look into the matter where you tell the student about both the stages, because what happens is once you cross the first phase, your articulation is not in reference with this world anymore. It slightly changes to a different dimension of your inner being. So while being there, or sometimes while you have even crossed the second phase and gone into some other dimension of living, it becomes very difficult for you to understand the importance of one's step by step process. So you would most often end up talking what makes sense. I mean, it's the highest knowledge what one would be sharing in the second phase or beyond the second phase, but it might not be practically relevant to most of the people. So even though the teaching is the fundamental substance, the teaching becomes more and more beautiful, more and more purer as and when it goes to the the different phases. But you need to see what is relevant for you. You don't have to be greedy and jump or skip the phases. So just because phase 2 is obvious, it's not yet obvious because we are somewhere else. Phase 2 is obvious in the direction if we head in the right way. So I kindly request you to be authentic and go through the first phase of the meditation journey in its fullest intensity, and the doors will naturally open for you to the second phase. Everything that we share in this stage will enable you, will equip you to diligently practice all the meditations that we would share in all the stages. So you don't really have to worry about the other phase that I referred to, because it will be like a blossoming in you. You will know that when it happens. So till then, I request you to be patient and follow each of the steps that we guide you through.